What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy freaking Monday, brother man. How you doing?
It is a Monday, that's for sure.
Monday, fun day.
Been hearing it all the way around. Monday.
Best part of the week, man. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Monday is good. What's up, Tech? How you doing, brother?
Tech.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. How was your weekend? Did you get anything good?
Man, weekend was good. Spent a little time sewing some patches on my comp shirt. So,
right on.
And then realized I sewed a couple in the wrong spots. So, hey, it's a trial and error. That's all fun. But
trial and error. That's what I say.
No, it's good. Weather was halfway decent. I mean, it was nice. Feels like springtime's almost upon us. Had a good club meeting yesterday. So That was awesome. How about you, bro? What's up? What's good?
Dude, I had a great weekend. It started off kind of shitty, literally. I was sick Thursday and most of the day Friday. Got rested up and feeling a little better Friday, so wanting to hang out with the cooks for a little bit.
Nice.
Had a blast. We had a little gaming sleepover, played some RPG and board game style stuff, and just had a blast. And then, like you said, we had a great Beard Mob Indiana meeting on Sunday. Got some stuff accomplished. Got some big stuff in the works. So make sure you like Beard Mob Indiana on Facebook, because there's going to be some awesome announcements coming up soon.
Yeah, for sure. No, that sounds like a fun weekend. Some little adult time, playing adult games and doing some fun.
Absolutely. It was good. It's always a good time, though, when you're hanging with the cooks.
They're good people. Absolutely.
You're not wrong, Chicken Wing. Around here, it's changing day and night. You never know what you're waking up to, man.
Yeah, and I think that part of the country has seen some you don't get rain all summer long, but yet you get snow and ice and friska drizzle and all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah.
Day one of the hostage crisis. You're not wrong, Shooter. I'm just lucky they let me out in 5 days.
Part of me wants to ask, I need further explanation, but at the same time, I don't know that I need further explanation on the hostage crisis.
Hey, you're held hostage at Monday through Friday, like every one of us. Well, unless you work weekend shift, and then you're
sometimes it's 7 day gig. So yeah.
Fabs. Much love, Mr. Fabs.
I just, can you hear my radio in the background? I just realized I did not shut it off.
No, sir. Look at that, man walks off his own show.
But I'd hate for us to get flagged or banned for some type of non-approved content coming through the airwaves. And I was like, it was down low, and I'm like, wait a second,
background.
What the hell is that noise? It's like, oh crap, forgot to. Yeah.
What's up, big country?
The pre-meeting. What's up, country? The pre-meeting. Forgot to. You do all the normal things. You get your little cooler of beer sitting next to you, and your smokes and your drinks and all that stuff. Bio breaks, and forgot to shut the radio off. Yep, I know it, Fabs. I'm sucking, but it's Monday. It's Monday. It's a great day, right? We got some cool stuff tonight, right? We got some cool stuff.
I'm going to be talking to a couple fine gentlemen.
Absolutely.
So,
as we try to do, to bring a little entertainment pleasure to everybody's eyes and ears on a Monday. It's a good breakaway from the normal grind as we try to deal with the hostage crisis, as Shooter called it earlier. Right?
I love it.
So, yeah, I'm excited. What show is this? Is this like number 6?
This is episode number 6.
Woo! It's crazy. I can't believe it's number 6 already. It just feels like yesterday. We're trying to figure out how the hell to use the comments on on the StreamYard. Look at there. Yep. So Fabs mentioned his is already starting to darken, and Chicken Wings is just starting to get green. So out in Cali, it's like that's how things roll.
Yeah, I don't want to mow.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's kick it off. Let's talk to a gentleman that's got some cool stuff coming up, some super cool stuff. So let's bring on Mr. Caveman.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? How we doing?
What's
Doing
up, brother?
well.
How's it going?
You know, like everybody says, I'm still in the hostage crisis situation. I did 7 days of that last week, so yeah, here we go again.
7 days straight. Happy freaking Monday. Well, man, thanks for taking time out of day one of the new week of the hostage crisis to jump on and chat with us two crazy fellers.
Yeah, they got all kinds of dangerous stuff over here holding me down. You know, telling me I can run.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Not
What's
much,
up,
man.
So, I mean, tell us. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, tell us who you are. Starters with for those who may not know on the show who's jumped in.
Michael Hulvey. A lot of you guys know me as Caveman, founder of Wicked Whiskers Facial Hair Club here out of Deloge, Missouri. Just a regular guy. I used to hit it really hard on the beard comp circuit, but work and COVID and everything pretty much got me shut down. If I get to hit one a month, I'm lucky. Usually we was out 3 times a month.
Yeah,
But
it gets crazy busy.
it gets very crazy busy. And, you know, we got our comp coming up on the 22nd of April and just plugging away trying to get that out of there. Never heard of me, Huff Abs? Okay, yeah, I see how it is. Yeah. Pretty damn rough. Damn.
He heard of you. He just forgot by now.
I'm sure he did. I mean, we may have hung out a time or two.
Well, maybe a good way to catch a memory is for him to show up when and where, I guess, as we.
How about April 22nd of this year, Leadington, Missouri, the bullpen. We got categories for just about everybody, and if you guys actually show up and you want to participate and you don't think it's a category, the hell with it, I'll make one. You know, it's all going for charity. Yeah, I mean, let's make one up. You know, the caveman category, you got to look and act like me, or the red category. Yeah,
yeah. I love ginger beer category.
Right?
Me too. Actually, we do have a surprise category this year. I won't announce it, but kind of bounced it around with the club, and we just said, you know what, the hell with it. This one here, it's going to be free of charge to get into. It's for that category, but it is select only. There's only going to be select people that can be in it. This year, we're throwing out the couples or group category because I kind of dig that category.
I love it.
Yeah, last year, really down at Central Texas, it was superhero comp, and I talked Barefoot Brains into being with me and my wife as a group. He said, sure, but the only thing was I did not tell him what we were doing. And I know fact, he's seen us. I was wearing a toilet. I give Brains a inflatable poop costume, and my wife did a Whiskerina like toilet paper beard, you know. So, and I will tell you, in the Texas heat, it was freaking miserable. So, but yeah, so
that sounds hilarious. That actually sounds hilarious.
In all the pictures that were taken, you can see Brains looking through that suit at me, you know, just aggravated. But that's how we roll. You know, usually he gets me into stupid shit, so it was my turn to get him back.
Well, figuratively and literally, right on the shit category.
Yes. So yeah, as far as our category goes, Honest Amish has stepped up. They're going to give us product for every category that places first, second, and third.
Nice.
So, yeah,
nice.
Reached out to Aaron, you know, and he gracefully said, yes, we're going to do this. So
nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron's great people, man.
Love Aaron and Natalie to death. So
yeah.
Can't give them props.
Natalie.
Yeah, we actually got Natalie to come out and judge for us this year. So awesome. That was.
I really hate I'm not making this one.
You know, I'm sorry, Red. I'm sorry.
Hey,
you know, but I understand. Nah, we had to reschedule twice already.
Oh, okay.
And actually, this date, one of our club members lives out in Kansas, and she said you have to do it after tax time because she is a CPA.
Yeah.
So in order to get her out, I was like, the 22nd. That's it. That's the farthest we're going. But yeah,
tax season.
Yeah, had to get through tax season. Didn't say I had to pay my taxes on time, but
you'd be looking for that extension.
Right? Exactly, every year. they won't give an extension to send it to me, but they'll want interest when I send it to them. But so yeah, this is our second competition. We're hoping that we do better than we did last week. What's up, Chicken Wing? Last year, first comp, we nailed $3,600 out of the gate.
Nice.
Which I was tickled to death. So we got that bar to hit this year.
Right on.
I will tell you guys, maybe, I don't know if you guys like art or not, but Johnny Rodriguez with Bizarre Designs, every first place trophy is a Bizarre Designs original trophy to your category.
We actually had him on our show, and he was talking about that project he had coming up to work on. So that's exciting, dude.
I cool. Reached out to him about 8 months ago and asked him if he was interested, and he said, yeah, I'm interested. What place do I get? I said, well, first, of course. So, I mean, I like art. I love original art. So we just thought, why not make it a little different?
What's up, Chris?
Absolutely. I have an original Johnny piece. So,
oh man, and he's talk about original. I mean, it's an original from an original. He's such a great human being and does so much amazing work for all kinds of clubs, all kinds of folks. And I mean, his work is badass. There's no other way I can describe it.
It is very badass. I probably have 5, 6, 8, 10 pieces from Johnny in the house.
Damn.
A lot of it is horror themed because me and my wife like the horror genre. I have an original drawing from him that I received when I was a judge. When I first started out in the beard scene, I was full beard styled stash, and that's how he done my original piece was full beard styled stash.
Right on.
So,
right on.
Basically, I can't wait to get back out there and hit it hard. I mean, we put 50,000 miles on first year. So,
gotcha.
We still miles.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. I mean, we still.
How long have you been? How long?
Who is this comp benefiting?
It is benefiting Raising a Village here in Park Hills. It is a nonprofit organization that handles everything from adult mental issues, drug and alcohol counseling. But what got us was they take you on pro bono no matter what. They also do, this is near and dear to my heart, they do children of mental, physically, and sexual abuse cases. The lady that owns the facility will go to court with, let's just say a little girl, and be in the middle of her and her accuser or her abuser, so they can't like mean mug the child into changing their stuff around.
Man, that's definitely.
So when we were looking for charities and everything, we reached out to a bunch of people, a bunch of organizations, and it was nothing but crickets. And I reached out to her. I sent her a voicemail, and she gobbled it up. We got to meet with her the next day, and she gave us a tour of the place. She said, "Hey, my doors are open 24/7. I have nothing to hide. Come in." And last year the money we raised, she was able to help 2 children through 1 year of counseling for 2 kids.
That's awesome.
So yeah. So this year we took it to a vote, and it was hands down unanimous that we were going to go with her again. So next year we may, branch out, but 2 years in a row, hey, I'm happy.
Nice. That's impressive. And it's awesome to see, I mean, we all get involved and raise money for various charities and organizations. And it's so, I don't know, fulfilling to be able to see how those dollars truly impact those that we're supporting. So, I mean, I get that. I get that.
The venue that we're using last year, we kind of got pushed out. It was a double book issue, but anybody that was out last year knows that there towards the end, it was kind of a cluster, but the owner apologized, give us the whole day on the 22nd this year. Right on. And it's funny because the counselor, the owner of the venue grew up with the counselor's son. So it's kind of neat seeing it come back full circle, and he's not charging for the venue or anything. So yeah. So
nice.
Good time, guys.
This is your second year of doing this?
Second one under the Wicked Whiskers name. Yes. So we're still a little, still a little green to it, but hey, we try.
Hey, we're going into our second year as well. So
Yeah. I mean, you guys are huge. We got maybe 17 local, I think 35 altogether members. So
we're working with 18 here in Indiana.
nice. Well, I know I'll be there much as I can, guys. If you need something, feel free to reach out to us. And if anything, if you guys need raffle items or something, we can throw something your way too.
Absolutely. And same to you, man. Our inboxes are always open.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I know it was kind of short notice for all of us tonight to get me on, and you guys probably lost viewers because I came on tonight, but yeah.
Hell, we may have picked up a couple. I don't know. We'll check
That's
that
what
later.
makes our show easy is everybody's prettier than we are.
God, I hope they're prettier than me.
Well, Kate, man, I really appreciate you dropping in, man. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about your comp a little bit. Good luck. I'm sure I'll talk to you before then, but just good luck. I hope the charity wins, and I hope everybody has a blast, man.
They'll win. We're going to get Stash out there. If he don't come out, I might have to drive to Indiana and drag him back because, he done said he was thinking about coming. So,
yeah, it's definitely, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how I can make it, man. It's it looks like a lot of fun. It's the Whisker Roundup Valhalla, 22nd of April. And,
it's gonna be Viking themed. So I mean, dress up, don't dress up, whatever you guys do. I mean, if anybody has seen me here recently at a beard comp, they know I usually will get in a Speedo at some point. So it don't matter.
Slowly beginning the uniform of bearding.
Yes, exactly. Once you get into a Speedo, you're there's no going back. So, but guys, I appreciate you having me on. Much respect, much love to you guys.
All right, man. Well, good luck, and we'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, brothers. Later.
Love y'all.
Thanks for popping on, bro. That's cool. Looks like it's going to be a really, really cool event. I don't dress up. I dress up every day, looking silly like this. Yeah, but it looks like a fun time. April 22nd, Park Hill, Missouri.
Viking stash.
I got horns on my lip. I don't need them on my head, right?
Right. Cool. All right, man. That went well. Glad we got to have old Caveman on. Good dude, solid guy. I've talked to him a couple times online and stuff, so I'm glad to can't wait to meet him.
No, for sure. Likewise. It's unfortunate that you've got another event planned that weekend, but it's also another important event. So
yeah,
kind of part of it. But man, I don't know about you, but
when you got two hobbies, you got to split your time wisely.
True statement. But I think we really need to get into the next cool cat that we've got sitting backstage right now.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna bring on
What's up, Animal?
Mr. Keary.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Evening,
what's up,
sir.
brother? How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Outstanding. I'm glad you took some time out of your Monday evening to hop on and chat with us crazy cats.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was excited because I'm a snake guy myself, and then your name came up, and I was like, absolutely. How soon can we get him on?
Definitely. I never pass up a chance to talk about snakes.
I hear that.
Or beards, for that matter.
Right.
And then when we actually got to meet for the first time at You Matter Too.
Definitely. Yep.
So that was fun.
Yeah, Keary was the MC of that cool ass event.
There you go, right there. So
Rocking
that was my first time doing anything like that. I mean, I've given like a little bit of public speaking here or there, but something that, the entire show, you got to talk through. So that was something different for me. I felt a little bit like a little uncomfortable, it was like, especially like filling those gaps where there was like long breaks. It's like, I'm sort of an introvert by nature, so I don't like talk. So like to do that was a little bit, it took me out of my comfort zone, but that's kind of why I wanted to do it though. Like when I was asked to do it, I was like, you know what, that's something that's a challenge. It's something different for me. So, I don't like to pass up opportunities like that where it's something that I could get better at,
Well, and it's good to push yourself. It's good to come out of your box and try new things.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Respect that. And I could see where there would be some challenges like, all right, next category. Wait, they're all outside smoking. Get them in here.
And there was a lot of that. It was like, I'm ready to go to the next category, but the judges aren't ready. So it's like trying to make sure you're, without rushing it and kind of keep things moving smoothly. But it went well. I thought it went pretty well. And definitely things that I look at now and I'm like, man, I could have did so much better with that, or I should have thought of this, or I should have thought of that. But it's part of the growing process,
No, you
Normally,
did great.
as soon as I walk off stage, I think of all the things I should have said on stage.
Exactly.
No, you did great. I never would have imagined that was your first time filling in the MC role. So, man,
thank
kudos.
you. Yeah, thank you.
You did very well. So, I mean, I guess for our guests who are on the show, why don't you, state your name, tell us a little bit about it before we start just peppering you with questions all over the place.
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Keary Molinaro. I'm I've been competing, I guess, in beard competition since 2020 when COVID hit is kind of when I started. I started in the online world. And I also have what I call the Molinaro Snake Lab, where I keep and breed snakes. And then I do the Grooming Emporium, which is a kind of like a one-stop shop for beard care and shaving products. Not only will we do like beard oils, we don't make our own, but we bring in all these other small brands, small companies, beard oil, and then kind of retail them that way instead of just having our own brand. Because when we first started, we were like, well, maybe we could start our own, but there's so many great brands out there. When I started doing these beard competitions, I was like, man, there's so many good brands already out there, and we're so far behind, to catch up to some of these other brands that are out there. I was like, well, why don't we start? Because I know people like to collect beard oils, almost like, like a collection, like action figures. They just keep buying all these different kinds, trying a different scents. So I was like, maybe if we just make a one-stop shop that has, 10, 15 different, scents or brands or whatever, and then and go about that way. And it works out pretty good. And then after that, we started. We saw a market. A lot of people were coming up to asking us for the wet shaving stuff. So we kind of moved into that, and we started getting straight razors and kind of the wet shaving stuff.
Yeah,
so it works out pretty good. Razor guy.
That is an interesting piece. I mean, I'm relatively new to the whole community, but I do see people like holding on to like special scents. It's like it's almost like sports trading cards to some extent.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there's like limited edition and this and that. So we were like, well, instead of trying to come up with our own, let's just carry a variety. We get them from all over the world. I got a friend out in Norway.
Nice.
The troll shag, it's called. It means troll beard in Norwegian. We get those imported from Norway. We got some from England. So kind of all over, we get them sent in, and then all around the U.S. So it gives a variety for people, And it's kind of neat to see what other people are doing in the beard care world, like in other parts of the world. It's kind of neat to see what scents they lean towards, or what kind of oils they use, because environments are different. Up in Norway it's super cold, so they need things like a little bit different oil blends.
Blend, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. It's almost like a culinary experience, which is more my forte, but you get the different ingredients, different tastes and flavors and all the other stuff from other regions. So I guess how long you been growing that, which you do have a pretty killer stash. I'm just going to say,
thank you.
Right. But how long you been growing?
So I was in the Marine Corps for 9 years. I went in 2007. I got out in 2016. So after I got out of the Marine Corps, thank you.
Thank you for your service.
After I got out of the Marine Corps, like a lot of vets, I was like, I'm done shaving. I had to shave every day for 9 years. I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. And first, my wife was like, yeah, okay, but I pretty much lived up to it. I don't think I've been clean shaven since February of 2016. I really started growing it long, like just letting it go. Probably, I want to say maybe 2019-ish. I kind of started letting it grow out. I started letting the mustache grow out. And when I got out, I started researching beard care and that kind of stuff when I first started growing it, which led me to pictures from some of the world beard and mustache competitions. And that's kind of what sparked my interest in the competing stuff. So I was like, I want to see how long I could grow my mustache out. Maybe I could, go to one of these competitions. And yeah, so about 2019, I kind of started letting my mustache grow. I started letting the goatee, and I first had like more of a musketeer.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Because that's what my first few competitions I did in the musketeer category, and then after I did my first partial beard freestyle, and I kind of found my niche there. That's, you know, it worked out for me. So I was like, oh, to compete with some of these other guys, I better grow out as much as I can to compete in that category. So that's why I kind of gave up the musketeer for a little bit more of a fuller goatee, I guess.
I love your partial beard freestyles. They're amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to do. My beard doesn't grow as long as some of the other competitors, so I try to do as much with as little as I could grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's starting to get, you know, it's got some length now. I bet you it's probably 8 or so inches now with the little stragglers at the bottom, but it's just slow growing, I feel, at this point.
It got some cool color rocking. I'm just,
yeah. It's all
we get older, we get a little gray.
Let
fucking
it go,
celebrate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I dig it. Yeah. Right on.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the Snake Lab. Let's tell the people who don't know what you're doing a little bit about what you do and how it got started.
So
what started this?
My whole life I've been interested in animals and snakes and stuff like that. You know, I'd be playing outside, you know, just catching frogs or stuff like that. So I've always had an interest in animals and reptiles and stuff. When I was a kid, I had a couple, you know, my parents would get me like lizards or a turtle, but they would never let me get any snakes. So then I guess I was probably in high school or early college is when I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get one, and it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So I went out and I got the whole setup. I had it in my bedroom, and my mom, she would come upstairs to put clothes away or do whatever. And then eventually after a couple of weeks, or a couple of days, she discovered it. And so then she vowed, I'm not coming up there ever again. So anything would get put on the steps, you know. She's like, I'm not coming up there. So like I said, I had at that point, my first one was a ball python, and then I got a red-tailed boa, and I had it for probably a couple of years. But then is when I joined the Marine Corps. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to take them with me. So I found a local reptile rescue, and I gave them away. So then fast forward, after I got out, we bought our own house, and I was like, you know, I'd like to get a snake again. So
right on.
So I started researching, and when I got back into it, so back when I first started, you know, you could find like normal ball pythons, and maybe you could find an albino. And if you found an albino, you were paying like, you know,
$1,500.
Yeah, exactly. You pay big money for them. So then when I got back, you know, I'm searching on the internet, and I was like, what happened here? Like there's hundreds or thousands, you know, I think there's like 4,000 different morphs of ball pythons now. So they come in all these colors and pattern variations. So that's what kind of got the breeding aspect kind of started going in my brain. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So you get this one and you pair it with this one. What kind of, what color snakes would you come up with if you put these two together?
Genetic artist.
Exactly. So that's kind of what kind of sparked my interest to get into breeding them. Just out of, and that's why I called it the Molinaro Snake Lab, because I felt like a mad scientist. I was like, well, what happens if I take this one and put it with this one and, you know, see what comes up. So that's what kind of got me in there. But then it morphed into a whole different world for me. I guess I first started I first got an Instagram, and I was just like, I'll post some of my projects and how that kind of works. And,
right on.
And it didn't really go anywhere. You know, a couple hundred followers I would get. And then I did that for probably about 2 years. I worked my way up to maybe, I don't know, I want to say on Instagram, I had like 8,000 followers at that point after about, 2-3 years of doing it. And then for whatever reason, Instagram took my account down. It got deleted. And right around that same time, a friend of mine, he was always, at the time I was making like, I learned to ride a unicycle and juggling and stuff like that. And I was making these just goofy little videos of me doing that. And he was like, man, or I was throwing cards. I was throwing like playing cards and cutting like celery in half and stuff with these playing cards. And he's like, man, you got to put this on TikTok. It's this new thing, you know. It's got a lot of popularity. And I was like, nah, I don't really want to get on it. Another social media platform. I already have Facebook. I already have. I already got Instagram. And he's like, no, you shouldn't. I was like, all right, because then COVID hit. So I was like, all right, I'll start going on there. And I was posting them for a while, but not much happening. But then I was doing something with the snakes, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna post this on the TikTok. And it did really well. And then I was breeding snakes, so I got a video of one of my snakes laying an egg, and that one like blew up. That one hit. That was the first time I hit like 30,000 views, and I was like, holy crap! Like, what's going on here? And it kept taking off. And then I did another one like the following week, and it was like me. So after a snake lays eggs, right? I candle them. I'll take a flashlight and I'll hold the flashlight up to the egg. And then if you see the veins inside, that means the egg is fertile. So it's a good egg. So put it in the incubator. It should hatch. So I made a video of that, of candling these eggs. And that was like, I think the first video that I ever hit that had 1 million views. And I was like, shit. Whoa, there's something going on here. So
right. That'll make you scratch your head.
I seen before I knew who you were. Like,
oh, really?
People kept tagging me in it and stuff, you know.
Oh, really?
You know how that is. Anybody sees a snake post, they tag in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
I watched. So we have a ball python. Well, my son has a ball python that he got. I want to say about 10 years ago. It was a little bitty thing. He got it at a reptile show with his mom, right? But I have seen your name pop up just in my own insecure snake Google searches. So I had seen your name pop up like freaking,
that's awesome.
You know, years ago. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Red. I've heard your name before I even.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I saw you were the MC at UMass. I was like, why does that name sound familiar? You know what I mean?
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's good to know.
And you're right. Like there was about a 10-year period there that keeping reptiles was just something that people did and there was no much exposure. It was kind of looked upon frowningly, and within like a 10-year span, it became a multi-billion-dollar business.
For sure, yeah. And there was like, I mean, back when I was a kid, I didn't have the internet or anything like that, so there was none of the, you know, like that morph market now and all the different websites that'll put all the different snakes and projects and YouTube videos and all that. But yeah, they're pretty much the one, like a neighbor down the street was the only other guy that I knew that kept a snake. So it's like, it was even hard to find like care information other than, you know, your local pet store, your reptile shop.
Yeah. So you're talking about your TikTok views and stuff. I have to just throw this out there. Look at those YouTube views.
Yeah, right.
100,000. YouTube took
Congrats.
off. So for a long time, I was just thank you. For a long time, I was just on TikTok. And I had a couple of people were telling me, oh, you should put these on YouTube Shorts. And again, I was reluctant a little bit. I was like, I got too much stuff I'm doing, posting here and posting there. But then I found out a way that I could kind of just reuse the same video. So I started filming them in a different way where I could just take that same video, maybe if I want to put a different voice on it or, you know, voice it over a little differently, whatever, and then post it onto YouTube. I found, you know, I could just kind of use the same content twice. And so I started posting every day. And man, YouTube just, it took off fast for me. I would say I would say maybe like October, November timeframe, I started really posting on there like regularly. And we already
22 of 22.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd say within about the last 6 months, I went from, I don't know, 77 followers or something when I first started. And now it's at like maybe like 320 I'm at now or something like that.
Wow.
Holy shit. So, that's insane, brother.
Yeah, like I said, it like blew up. I was like, what is going on? Like, it's, you know, and it's, sometimes it's the same video, and it's weird because sometimes like a video will do really well on TikTok and then it'll do poor on YouTube or vice versa, you know? So, you know, I had a couple of videos that went crazy over there, and yeah, it's been good.
No, that's
been
cool.
Good. And it's kind of cool. I got that they sent it because I didn't even know like YouTube did that. Like I'm not a big YouTube watcher. Like usually when I go on YouTube, it's like if I need to fix something, you know, if I'm looking at how to do something, then I'll go on, I'll go on to YouTube and search how to do something.
Yeah, 100. I'm exactly the same way. It's where are the blah 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 on the blah blah blah, and how do I disassemble it? You know what I mean, or something, right? The same.
Exactly. Exactly. So I didn't know all of. I didn't know. I guess how it all worked, And my daughter was the one to me just a couple of weeks ago. She was like, because I was telling her, I was like, man, I got like, I think I was at that time I was at like 200,000 followers. I was like, I already have 200. She's like, well, do you have your play button yet? And I was like, what is a play button? And then not the next day, I got an email from YouTube saying, hey, you've been accepted to the creator or whatever. And send us your address and we'll send you the award. And I was like, so the next day I was like, guess what? I do have my play button.
Well,
I got it now.
here, right?
Yeah.
Dakota, this is Dottie. This is one of Megan's snakes. It's just an albino boa.
Oh, it's a boa? It's hard for me the screen is little. Oh, very cool. Oh, very cool.
Yeah, this was the first present I bought Miss Meg. I was a python guy, so I had like 9 pythons at the time, and she's like, I'm really into boas. And I'm like, well, shit.
Now you got to start with boas, right?
So we got a boa.
Well, I guess that leads to 2 questions. One, Red, how many snakes do you have?
7 currently.
Okay. 7. Holy shit. I didn't realize you had 7 snakes. Keary, how many snakes do you have, brother?
Well, it varies.
That's a loose number, isn't it?
I'm not sure right now at this point. I have somewhere between, I would say like, I don't know, maybe somewhere between like 60 to 70 or 80 right now. With breeding them, so since I breed them, like when a whole bunch hatch, I have all these more babies, and then I sell some off, and then I get more. So it's kind of, I never know exactly unless I sit there and I count every one. And,
holy shit!
But yeah, somewhere between. I at my lowest is usually like 60, and at my highest is usually like 100. I don't like to go over 100. When I get over 100, it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult to keep everybody fed and keep everybody cleaned. And I mean, I started breeding my own rats. I breed my own rats to feed the snakes. So it's like,
To say,
but when you get more than 100,
Petco would love you.
Yeah.
Petco would be like your best friend. You're getting Christmas cards in the mail if you're not breeding your own food.
Yeah, for sure.
I never bred. I was never a snake breeder. I'm an observer, and I call it a species collector. Like, I want one of everything.
Of everything. Yeah. Definitely.
So, in your breeding, what are you currently breeding? What breeding programs you got species-wise?
So
you don't have to get into more shit.
So I do ball python. Ball pythons are probably the biggest one I do the most, just because they're popular. Everybody
Bread
wants
and butter.
So I do ball pythons. I'll do breadly pythons, and that's probably out of all the snakes that I've kept or keep, breadly pythons are my favorite. So they're like a carpet python. They're bigger.
So I couldn't determine if that was a Bredell python or if it was just a dark coastal. In the picture.
No, it's a Bredli. So Bredlis are native. They're Australian snakes. They're native to Australia. That one right there. Yep. And they come from one like central mountain range in Australia, and that's pretty much the only place that they're found, right in and around that central area of the Northern Territory. That's pretty much the only place that they're found in the world.
Unless it's at the Molinaro Snake Lab.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I said I like the stonewashed reds in them when they're a baby.
Yeah, and they get super cool. Like, so they like fire up during their shedding cycle. So they'll get like a really bright, like almost a brick red color, especially in their tails. It's super pretty. They're super cool snakes. And unlike a lot of carpets, they're pretty laid back. They're very laid back. Like, they're the snakes. I have 2 of them. I have a male and a female. And they're when I go to shows or when I go to expos, or if I'm out selling beard products, sometimes I'll bring the snakes just for added benefit. Everybody lines up to take pictures, and that's what I'll use, for a lot of the pictures, just because I have like total trust in that snake, in both of them.
Absolutely. I have a coastal that's a little over 8 foot, and it's the same way. She's puppy. She's one of my ambassador animals that I take out.
Yeah, exactly. An ambassador. That's a good It's a good way to put them.
I'm all about laid back for sure.
Yeah, yeah. When you're dealing with snakes.
So have you, Jeff Chicken Wing here asked if you worked with venomous?
I don't. That's one place that I would love to. There's a lot that I see, and I'm like, man, I would like to get this, but my wife draws the line there. I breed out of my house. I have like a room totally dedicated to my snakes. So my wife kind of draws the line. She's like, look, she didn't want, because I also have a few other species as well. I got tricolor hognose that I'm working on breeding this year. This will be my first time breeding the tricolor hognose. I have
guys, those are awesome.
I have children's pythons that I'm working on. I have them pairing. I haven't got any eggs out of them yet this year. And then I have some corn snakes. And then I have a reticulated python. And that was the other one. My wife was like, no snakes that could eat my chihuahua. If the snake's big enough to eat the chihuahua, she's like, no. I talked her into getting the retic. She's a big girl. She's about 14 foot long, and she's about 60 pounds.
She a mainland?
So she's a big, yeah. So she's a big girl.
Wait. Did you say 14 feet long?
14 feet long, yes, sir.
Holy fucking
What's
snake,
your problem,
brother! That's
Yes,
oh my god.
But she's puppy dog sweet. She doesn't like to eat very much. Like I have to for a retic.
Really?
I usually like kill her at eating, but yeah, she's kind of picky. So. But I mean, at 14 feet long, I don't know how much bigger she'll grow. The guy that I got her from, I picked her up from a guy out in Austin, and the guy out in Austin said that his mother or her mother was the second longest or the second biggest retic in Texas at 22 feet. So
I'm gonna say, if she's a mainland, she's got a lot of growing left to do, brother.
She has the genetics. Yeah, she has the genetics to go, but. We'll see. I don't have any plans of breeding her, or anything like that. Like she was just kind of one of those snakes that I wanted to keep. I'd like to use her as an ambassador. I got to figure out how to like wheel her enclosure around though, because she's too big to just like, and she's not the kind of snake that'll sit still. Like when you take her out, she's on the go all the time. So yeah, so we'll see. I'd like to get her out though, because she's super cool.
So what do you feed a fort? So I know we do frozen here. My son thaws them out, and so it's always been. But what do you feed a 14-foot snake that is not a Chihuahua?
So they'll eat. She eats the jumbo rats.
Okay.
Rats, but she'll eat like 6 of them in a sitting. So it's not it's not just 1 or 2. She'll just eat and eat and eat. So.
And you do live, right? I'm assuming you do live.
Most of my snakes, and I prefer to feed frozen thawed. Typically, I'll feed. I pretty much will thaw out all the rats, and I'll go through and feed all of my snakes the frozen thawed. And then there's some that I know that won't eat, that don't like the frozen thawed, or sometimes they'll take it, sometimes they won't. So after I exhaust everybody off the frozen thawed, then I'll go through and I'll feed the live. If they won't eat, if I can't get them to eat the frozen thawed, because I don't like. I'm not one to sit there and let them go hungry for weeks and weeks and weeks and keep trying to force the frozen thawed. You gotta kind of. I mean, I get crap all the time on TikTok and that about if I ever show any sort of, or I don't even show it, but if I mention any sort of live feeding, I always get all kind of hate. And I understand where they're coming from, but at the same point, my personal feelings are not going to come before the snake's health. You know what I mean? The snakes are going to come first,
100%.
over my personal feelings. So
it's not.
I posted a live feeding video of my alligator one time, and the internet went off. I'm like, it's an alligator.
Yeah, it's nature, right? To a certain degree. I mean, I get it. It'd be more of a struggle for me to watch a snake eating alive, but it's nature, right? I get it. And you're looking after the snake's well-being, and so you're cognizant of that. I think that's first and foremost. Is you're not just whatever making shows for the goriness of it, but it's for the snake well-being and teaching people about this cool animal and how they can and should be treated. That's
Right.
the benefit, right?
What? Yeah, 100%. You know, that's why I started. I guess why I got so involved into the snake stuff. You know, one, I found that people wanted to know it, but when I started making the videos, people, you know, were interested in it, but a lot of the environment that I was finding on Facebook and these different sites was very toxic. Like everybody was, you know, oh, you keep your snakes in a rack, you're a jerk. Oh, you keep your snakes in a tank, you're a jerk. Like it was just it wasn't friendly. Like it wasn't a friendly environment. So I'm a pretty positive person. I'm a pretty easygoing person. So I was like, you know, I want to be that change that I'd like to see in the snake world. So I started trying to create a more positive environment. Like, hey, this could work. You know, you could keep your snake in a tank if you want. And here's some modifications and it'll work. Yes, you could keep your snake in a snake rack. You know, it could work. And the snakes do healthy and, you know, they do well in there. So I try to be that balance and try to educate as well and create more of a positive environment and a learning environment, you know, as well as I'm sharing my experiences. So
Absolutely. And that's what I've picked up on from, you know, what I've seen. I mean, after we, you know, Ron and I were messaging back and forth about having you on the show. And then I noticed your post about 100,000 YouTube followers. Thought, holy shit, that's cool, right? 1.5 million TikTok, but it's the educational purpose, the learning and teaching and sharing all the good things that can be. And
right.
No, I dig that about the positivity and the focus on that.
Definitely. And then the other aspect I always like to talk about is I guess the awareness for snakes. You know, they get such a bad rap all the time. You know, you always, I guess, you know, even since the Bible days, you know, snakes are always, you know, demonized. So that's the other thing that I love to hear people say, hey, you know, I was scared of snakes until I started watching your videos. Now I'm a little more comfortable around them. Or,
yeah.
You've changed my mind a little bit about snakes. So that's the other thing. And you know, growing that awareness about them and kind of taking away, you know, some of those negative connotations about them, I think helps us, you know, live more in balance with them. You know, like, you know, I always get the comments, oh, the only good snake is a dead snake and this and that. So I think trying to shift that focus, you know, they're not, hey, look at these guys. They're kind of cute. They're not all bad. You know, you don't need to kill snakes every time you see them, you know? So I guess from a conservationist aspect, you know, a conservationist look at it, you know, whereas I think there's 8 billion people in the world now, and we continue to grow, you know, we're cutting into their forests, we're cutting into their land. So you got to kind of learn to live in some sort of balance with them, and they're not.
We are becoming part of their lives.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
True statement. And I agree. I mean, I think there's situations, venomous snake threatening your children is one thing versus, you know, a few months ago, I walked out my back door and saw a 5 to 6 foot rat snake that was hanging out on my carport. And it's like, you know what? Hey, shoo, go take care of the mice around the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Go on your way, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. And coming from, I'm a big outdoors guy. So coming from that environment, yeah, sometimes when there's a snake and it's kind of, a lot of times you don't need to kill it. But yeah, like you said, if you got dogs running around or you have something, you know, hey, find a way to remove it, you know, whether you call somebody or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So
but yeah, we definitely need to learn to live in balance with nature, you know, as we continue to grow as a species.
So what do you do with, say, you know, obviously you've got a ton of snakes and, you know, the breeding and coming up with cool stuff, and you're not keeping them all. So do you sell them? Do you donate them to an organization what do you do with all the snakes that you end up breeding?
Yeah, most of them get sold. A lot of times, people message me. I get tons of messages, emails and messages. They saw this snake in a video. They would like it. So I'll sell them that way.
That's awesome.
I'll do some wholesaling to pet stores, some local pet shops around here. I'll hit them up every now and then and say, hey, I just had a clutch. Do you guys want them? And I'll kind of wholesale them that way. I love it when I get teachers. I'll get some teachers that say, hey, we want classroom pet. Are you guys interested? I love doing that. I love helping them out. I'll give discounts there. I'll, you know, whatever I can to kind of get again, it's the education aspect of it. I want more people to. I want to inspire more kids. And a lot of my focus is on the younger kids too. I love that. I think I want to get them into the hobby at a young age, because I think if you get them in the hobby at a young age, they're in it for the right reasons. They're not in it for, I could make a $10,000 snake and sell it. It's more about. It's more you're interested in the animals. You're interested in the process, the hobby. So that's why I try to focus on kids a lot.
100%. And I love the teacher element, because when I was in elementary school, there was a third grade teacher, Mr. Gernitz, I don't know how long this fucker was, but I don't even know what style of snake it was. I only remember his name was Fred, and he was some type of boa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Was that at North?
No, at Clifty Creek Elementary School here in Columbus, Mr. Gernitz, and he passed away a few years back. And anyway, cool gentleman. But I mean that burned in my my memory bank for what, kindergarten through sixth grade. But it was cool. I don't even know if you could do that shit nowadays in classrooms. Have live snakes.
I sold. A couple teachers have gotten them from me.
I dig that.
Yes, they're still. Yeah, they're still out there. The one lady that got it from me, she was a special education teacher. So she said, teaching the kids, they loved it. So I mean, that's one of my favorite things. If I could find a teacher that wants a class pet, I'm all about it.
I've actually been reading a lot into autism therapy with snakes, man. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've met through the community. They find that through either autism or even like mental health kind of stuff, depression, or, it gives you something to take care of. It gives you something to kind of focus on. And there's a lot of, there's a lot of good aspects.
Relaxing. I mean,
especially like with ball pythons. Cause I mean, you could sit one of them guys on your lap and it'll just like watch TV with you. And it's just super, super laid back, as long as you don't fall asleep and it gets stuck in the couch or something like that. But
my Bermuda loves watching Netflix. She's about 13 feet, and she goes across me and Miss Meg and just lays her head on the end of the sectional there.
That's awesome.
Laying in the sun. She really don't care about Netflix. She just wants the sun. But...
She just right.
Now, I love the educational value on top of the educational value by being able to have them in classrooms. I think it's an important piece. It's and I love that, you're emphasizing the good and teaching people the good and sharing how things can and possibly could be. No, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. That's the biggest message that I always try to push out. Hey, they're fascinating creatures. They're something that's they're good for the environment. You don't need to kill them, and
absolutely
conservation. They're good for the environment. They're fascinating. And it's a fun hobby. It's honestly, it's fun. Like, that's why I don't understand when there's all this like hatred and angry in the reptile community. I was like, it's a fun hobby. They're fun animals. Like, why is everybody so mad like it's snakes?
Because everybody thinks there's only one proper way to keep an animal.
Exactly.
Just one.
Exactly. One way. If you're not doing it this way, you're an idiot. You shouldn't have animals. But it's like, man, I've known people when I was a kid. I know people that had a snake in a tank for 30 years, and you know what I mean. It's like there's more ways to do it. Yeah, of course you want to learn more and progress and get better at husbandry and get better at caring for them, but like there's a way to go about doing that instead of just calling names and putting people down. There's no need
I left
for that.
a lot of Facebook reptile pages. I left a bunch just because of the negativity, man.
It's on Facebook. It's bad. I don't know, especially there, like.
Especially when you've done this, like for me now, I'm like almost 20 years keeping. And then you get somebody telling you you're doing it wrong. I'm like,
he's been alive for 20 years now. Like,
like,
what am I doing wrong?
And I'll be honest, you know what I mean? There's a lesson I learned young in life. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
100%.
Keep your damn opinion to yourself.
100%.
Maybe that's being asshole-ish of me.
If it's I don't know if I'll be able to recall it now, but they always said it. If it's not necessary, if it's not nice to say, there's another one, but they said like don't say it at all. So if it's not something that's absolutely needs to be said and it's not nice, and don't say it. Keep your mouth shut.
Exactly. Everybody's got to have put their own 2 cents in, and I don't know. I move along.
But hey,
I'm
what,
new to Facebook. I see people posting all this kind of, I don't know, just negativity. It's like, yep, I think Chicken Wing said it here. Hey, scroll on. If you don't like it, scroll on. That's how I am. I mean, just keep positive vibes.
But I'll tell you what, though, on my TikTok and probably YouTube videos, some of my absolutely biggest videos were tons of hate on them. So it's like, hey, if you want to hate on my video, at least it's pushing my video to get more views. I had some that hit, 20 million views. It's like, and there's just mountains of hate on it. And I was like, hey, keep it.
I guess there is negative press is good press. I guess there's an adage there, right? But
that's part of it too. Yeah.
But still, hey, help me grow. Sure, go ahead. Crap all over, but you're not gonna crush my vibe or stop me from doing what I'm doing.
You just got it. You just can't get tied into it. Like sometimes I'll see it and I'll be like, angry typing on there, but then I just delete it. I'm like, okay, I said what I said. Yep. I'm delete. I'm not gonna post it. So that's part of it. You just gotta learn to deal with it, and like you said, brush it off. And hey,
exactly.
Miss Meg moderates me pretty good. When she sees me typing real fast, she's like, "Wait,
hold on, don't push send yet. Don't push
send yet."
Yep. Take a deep breath. That's me. I'll be replying to an email or something, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write that fucker about 5 times, and then I'm gonna take a deep breath, go take a walk, and then I'm gonna respond, and it's all gonna be good.
Yeah, you can't let him get you tied into that, because that's a miserable place to be, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Don't let it eat you up, for sure. Man, I tell you what, I know we're kind of getting close on time here, about 3 till. Keary, I'm so glad you hopped on and helped educate us a little bit. I mean, for the folks at home, where can they find you on TikTok and YouTube, if you want to spell it out for us?
So TikTok, it's going to be Molinaro _snake _lab. Well, if you type in Molinaro Snake Lab, you'll see my little green logo. It kind of looks like this. You'll see that.
You got a picture of it. Yep. Looks like that.
Yep. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. This spring, I'll be releasing my first ever children's book. I got a Molinaro Snake Lab children's book coming out.
What? Breaking news.
That'll be coming out in the springtime. We're working right now. I'm like getting all the page layout done, like the font and the text, all the illustrations done already. So now we're just getting the font and all that kind of stuff. Then I got to work on the cover, and then after that, it should be about done. So we're getting close. It's been like a year-long project, man. I didn't realize I have like, I don't know how many, 300-400 words or something like that in this kid's book, and I was like, man, I didn't realize it would take this long to get it all put together.
We're going to have you back on.
Book. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're going to have you back on to promote the book.
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to, for sure.
Absolutely.
Like I said, the kids is kind of what I'm trying to inspire. That's one of my main focuses. So yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome. And we can find you on YouTube at Molinaro Snake Lab, right?
Molinaro Snake Lab. Just typing in pretty much any TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you'll find me. I have something every day. I post pretty much new content almost every day. Sometimes I'll post some reruns when I got stuff going on, but yeah, there's always something new. And I'm always happy to answer questions and help out where I can with new keepers or new breeders, or I'm always willing to kind of give my 2 cents at least.
That's what it's about, my man. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Once again, Keary, I'll extend. Thank you so much for coming on. I know it was kind of short notice too, and you jumped right in there, man. So we do appreciate it. Awesome stuff you're doing. Keep promoting, herpiculture and reptiles, and hope your business just keeps going up. And hopefully we'll see that million subscriber.
I hope so. Well, I appreciate you having me on, guys. Thanks so much.
No, all right, thank you.
Have a great night,
man. Good to see you, brother.
Take care. Thank you.
Much
Take care.
love,
Be
man.
good to each other out there.
You too, bro.
Dude, that was awesome.
Dude, that's exciting. That's exciting. I mean, it makes me want to go get Callum out of his enclosure and hold him a little bit, like you've been with Dottie there.
Yeah, Dottie just hangs out. She's a good girl. And it is relaxing. It really is. I mean, you're just kind of like therapy, like running your hand through sand or something. I don't know.
It helps me with panic attacks.
Really helps Miss Meg with her anxiety.
Well, I can tell you when we moved in for a short stint with my folks during the divorce, and Miles brought a snake over. My mom about lost her shit.
All right, man. I'm not going to keep these people all night, so I got to at least throw some plugs out.
Yep. Throw some plugs, plug it in. I can't believe everybody's hanging out with us all night. It's been good stuff.
Yeah, on just a Monday night, man. So just popping this back up again. We have Caveman in for the Whisker Roundup Valhalla.
Yep, April 22nd. Check that out. It's in Park Hills, Missouri. Going to be a good comp. Viking gear.
Viking
theme.
And then we got the Shave for Prostate still going on, trying to raise some money for prostate cancer. And
how long's the I know we're gonna do the final shave at our comp in August for Bearded Theater, but how long's the PayPal going on for raising cash?
I'll take money up to the day she turns the clippers on.
Very good. Very good. So we got some time, but don't hesitate. No need to be in last on the bus to jump in on this. It's a great cause. As we mentioned last week, men's health is important. So take it serious. We do.
Absolutely. And then don't forget, we have our monthly raffle going on. Some fine items from our guests from the month of January have donated and will be raffled off. $5 a spot. PayPal's at the bottom. It's at Bearded Biz, and we'll get you on the list to win some cool stuff.
Absolutely. There's a lot of cool stuff that some of our guests from last month had. And again, as we mentioned last week, it's trying to keep things simple. We're going to do prior month stuff the next month. So, we're going to do our drawing for all the winners, the first show in March. So jump in. It's going to a great cause, a charity. I mean, we aren't keeping any of these funds. It's all charity driven. So it's $5 for a spot.
This month's raffle will be going to Turning Point Domestic Violence Shelter.
Absolutely. We shouldn't need to have a charity that needs cash like this, but unfortunately, we do have organizations that need funds like this. So for domestic violence, helping folks here local with Turning Point, it's a great organization, an important organization. As I mentioned, shouldn't be an organization that we have to have, but we do. So we're trying to raise a little funds, give some awareness for them. $5 a spot at Bearded Biz. You can see it going across the ticker there. So jump in, get you some raffle tickets. We're going to do it the first of the month. And
absolutely. Yeah. So we're kicking this Monday off, but we got some friends coming on Wednesday on the pack.
We do. We got the pack hitting on Wednesday evening, and we got the sideshow on Thursday nights. Let's not forget the sideshow. And then on
Thursday.
Yep.
And then we're back at sitting on Sundays. Sunday night, back at the regular scheduled time.
Absolutely. Yeah, it threw me off yesterday with the early time. I know there was I don't know, a badminton tournament or a soccer match or something that was going on last night. I didn't catch it, but yeah, they started a little early.
Some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. Maybe foosball or something, but yeah.
All right. Well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I know that we got that coming up tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Hug and kiss your sweetheart. If you don't have one, hug and kiss yourself.
Yeah, love your kids. Love your neighbor. Yeah. Happy VD, everybody.
I don't know if you should say happy VD. It gives me a vibe.
It was a joke. It was a joke. My mama used to tell me happy VD, and I thought it was funny when I was younger. And then I learned out what a VD was, and it's still funny. Have a happy VD. There you go. Get tested. Happy VD.
I think he was talking about prostate cancer, but get tested for both.
I mean, either or. It's depending on your lifestyle choices. Go get tested for either. It's important, right? Nonetheless, it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day for us to spread the love and appreciate and love everybody who's jumped in on the show tonight.
I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Remember, you can't get wet if you don't jump in.
True
Do good
statement.
shit.
Do good shit. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye,
Love
y'all.
and appreciate y'all.
Much love.